Okay, we're going to talk about the offset command here now, and it's basically we're looking at this particular exercise, which is on page 60 roughly in your book. If I flick over to the CAD over here, this example here, for example, is trying to show you a couple of different ways you can use the offset command. Now, one way is, and there's a few of them here. One way is to offset by putting in a distance, all right, and the other way is by using the geometry that you have already on your screen. All right, so if we go with the first one here, so this one here, we've got a number here of 10 and a number of 7. So if we use the offset command, which is somewhere in here, I can't even see it. Forgive me, I type everything in. There it is, this one here, offset. All right, down the bottom here, we get some options. And offset is actually one of the most widely used commands, apart from the undo. Right? So you better learn this one. So let's go with the options. There's an option called through, but by default, there's an option, it'll just, is waiting for you to specify a distance, right? So yeah, so if I just type in a number in here, for example 10, it'll go with the distance. If I type in T and press enter, it'll ask me to do the through option. So let's deal with the what they use most of the time. So 90% of the time and more, you'll be using this option here where you type in a number. All right, so you know a certain thing is this far away from another thing, a number, say 10. So you just put that in. All right, so in this instance, they're giving it to us on the screen, so we know it's 10. But it might be something you measured up on site. It might be something you have in your head, you designed, and you know something is parallel to something else by a number. So really, what an offset is a parallel copy. It's a copy along the same angle, and it's the same length that it will copy it. All right. So let's go with offset. Put in 10, enter. Okay, so then it says which line or which object do you want to offset? So it could be a circle, it could be a line. So this instance it's a line. So it says we calls it the select object to offset. So this is the one here. All right. So if I go there, I click it. Then and always read the bottom. It says, okay, specify a point on the side to offset. All right. So it's saying, do you want to copy it over this side or this side? And I did a little preview. See? If I go over here, it says, do you want to copy it there or there? Obviously, this side is what we want. So we just click. We don't have to click right there. Because we don't, in theory, I mean, here we've got some markings and we know where it's going to land. But in real life, you wouldn't have those guidelines there to tell you where it's going. So, you're guessing, oh, it's on this side somewhere. I could go all the way down here. It doesn't matter. It will still go 10. All right, because I said it has to go 10. It cannot go more or less. All right, so that's the procedure there. Enter to finish. Okay, if I want to do another offset, I can press enter to repeat the command or hit offset again. Now, if I go the next one, it's a bit confusing. It's 7. We want to do 7, so I type in 7, enter, and this time it's this line here I want to offset. Okay, some people get confused as to what they want to pick up. Is it this or what? It's this one here, and this is the side it's going to go there. Just to expand on this, I can now do as many 7s as I like. I can click this again and go over here. I can click something else, so this one, and that's another 7. I can do this one and go up here 7, right? So I can do 7s as much as I like. If I want to change a number and do 10s next time, I must finish the command, go back into it, and type in 10. And I can only do 10s from there on until I finish doing all my 10s, and I'll go and change the number to something else, all right? So it's a fixed thing. You can't change it halfway through the command. So I have to finish the command, enter to finish, or escape, go back into it, and put in a 10 or a 5 or whatever else I want next, okay? So that's how that works. All right, that's one way. A derivative of that, same way, where you're putting in a number into it, is this one. You go and this is the, if I said to you before, if I said there's 2.5 different ways of doing it, yes. Distinctly there's 2 different ways, but one is a derivative. Now this one here I'm going to give you is a derivative of this one that you put a number into. So this is like 1.5. So alright, so it's asking us for a number. Okay, well, I don't know what the number is, all right, but I do know that I want to create another line that's the same width as this line is from here to there. Right? So what I do, instead of, well, 2 ways I could do it. One way I could use the measure it, click here, so I'll do it that way. One way would be before I use the offset command, I could go into here and go here to here, and it tells me down here that it's 7. There it is, 7.00000. All right. So I could put that in the offset command. I could then type in, click the offset and type in 7. All right. But that has issues. The issues are that we're using extra commands, for one. 2, what if the rounding is not enough, and that might be 7.00001? We don't know. It's rounded it down. Okay, so that could bring in inaccuracies. We could type it in wrong. If it's a bigger number, we could get confused. We could put it in dyslexic or something. All right, and so human errors can come into that. The way I prefer is to measure straight into the offset command. So we do that this way. We click this, and we go, okay, the distance is, it's asking us to put a distance there, but I don't have to type it in. I can actually point to it. I can say, well, the distance is from here to here. That's the distance. It's as if then I've just typed in 7. All right? So then it worked it out, and it says it's gone off. It has gone off to the next stage of the command, which says select object to offset. So it's accepted my distance. Now, okay, well that's what I want to do, but I actually want to repeat that width over on this line here. I don't have to stick around here. I could go and repeat that width on that line if I want. So here to there. There you go. So those 2 are exactly the same distance apart as these 2. All right. So that's not putting in a distance. That's the 90% of it you do, you know, put the number in, or you do what I just did then. Okay, so let's go enter to finish that. The other way, which is possibly less than 10% of the time, a lot less than 10%, maybe 5% of the time, that I found in my use of CAD, is to do it this way. Okay, so let's just find a good example here. These ones have got numbers, you know, they've got numbers, so you could put the numbers in. There's another one here that, okay, this one here, for example, all right? It might not be exactly in the manual like this. There is a section in the manual which actually tells you the offset distance, and you have to put it in, but let's just assume that this here, we haven't got any sizes, but we do know that we want to offset this through there and this one through there. Okay, I could do this 2 ways. I could do this 2 ways. I could do it the 1.5 way, which is this way. Okay, so I could go, yes, I want it to be the distance from here to here. So then I just click that and put it there. But then I have to finish that, finished. So I've got this way, and I put the distance that is from here to here, and then I'll act on this line here, and it puts it there. Great, done. Right, so that's to exit the command and come back in. Another way is using the through option. So the through option is like this. O for offset, I just typed in O this time, enter, just to keep it a bit different. So let's go through. The first time we used the offset command, there was a through option in here, because we never had put any numbers in there. But now it's defaulting to the previous number that I used, which happened to be this one here. And we know now it's 11 point whatever. So, but to get the through option, we just click on this one here, or type T. All right, so now we can go offset, and it says, okay, well, we're using the through option, so it's saying select object to offset, this one here. So we're not putting any numbers now. We're going straight into selecting this guy here. All right, then it's saying specify through point. Okay, so where's it going to go through? Well, it's going to go through the end of that. And then it says, okay, do you want to do any more? Yes, I want to do this one as well. And I can go from here through here. So the difference is I'm doing variable widths here, all within the same command. I'm not exited between doing the vertical line and doing the horizontal line. So I can keep going now, and if I've got more geometry that I can go through elsewhere, say here, I want to put that through there, I can keep going and do the whole thing like that. If I've got something to go by on there, I can keep going and keep doing that. All right? So for example, I can offset this through there and that through there. See, they're quite different widths. All right? I can't do that with a fixed width that we did the first option. All right? But the first option is the one that we probably use 90–95% of the time, because usually we don't have excuse me, another piece of geometry already there that we can use to align it with or copy it up to. All right? And that has been the offset command in a nutshell. All right. Exit this one here.